Do you ever have the same values as somebody but get confused when you have totally different political opinions about a subject than them? You're probably running into a knowledge gap. Here's an example. I have left-wing politics. I believe things like housing, healthcare are human rights. I believe all education should be free, including childcare. I believe in full legal protection for immigrants and gay people and trans people. I believe in abolishing ICE. I also support North Korea. Have you seen my videos before? That's not surprising to you. But if you've never seen my videos before, that might be really shocking for you to hear. And I get comments like this all the time from people that are like, I really don't get what's wrong with you. Why do you guys defend North Korea? And I don't mean for the answer to sound rude or condescending, but it is the truth. We know more than you do about North Korea. And because of that, we know the morally correct thing to do is defend North Korea. It's a knowledge gap. We have more knowledge on the subject than you do, and the additional knowledge is what leads us to decide that this is how we should act. Now, this knowledge gap issue might be confusing. How do you decide which one of you actually has more or better or more accurate information than the other? You both feel like you're right, so you both feel like you do. The reality is that in these situations, one of you probably understands how the other person got to the opinion that they have, and the other does not. It is usually the person who understands both sides that has more knowledge of the situation. I am American. I grew up heavily propagandized about North Korea, just like everybody else. I grew up hearing ridiculous stories about them, like you can only have 18 haircuts. You get executed if you watch foreign films or wear jeans. Their leader said he discovered a unicorn and invented basketball. This is actually the default information that you are given in society. But once you actually take the time to learn about North Korea and why we hear all these ridiculous stories about them, you come to realize pretty quickly that, oh, this is paid political slop content put together by the United States government and our allies around the globe. We don't even try to hide it. You can trace the funding sources on all of these ridiculous stories straight to, often, yes, Congress, our State Department. But in a world where most Americans don't even know what the US AGM is, let alone when it does, how do you explain to somebody that, hey, all that stuff you're confident you know about North Korea is actually wrong? There's a saying that says it's easier to fool a man than it is to convince him he has been fooled. And usually what happens is that people get very, very defensive and double down on their original mode of thinking. It can be very hard to expose people to new information. And that is where the knowledge gap really comes into play. If you are not willing to expose yourself to new information and try to learn more about a subject, you will never understand how other people with your same values are reaching completely different political opinions and perspectives than you are. But ironically, the people who have those different perspectives often understand why you're stuck in yours.